to be talking to you today about pediatric HIV and AIDS in Zambia. To start with, I have this picture that I want you all to have a look at. It's old, but it's a very special picture. It tells us the story of two people and a very special family. These two people you can see here were happy, and his wife Grace, and this was their firstborn son. He was named after his dad. They were a newly married couple with their first child. He was an army officer, senior army officer, who had left the army and was running a very important business. And his wife was a registered nurse, just graduated from college, and they were set to start a family. Now, the story of this family is not a very happy one. In 1998, he passed on, leaving his wife with 3 kids who had been born over the course of the years that they had been married, from 1990 to 1998, which is 8 years. She lived with the kids for the next few years, precisely about 4 years, and she also passed on, leaving 3 kids. Now, this is the story of the kids. That little boy you saw on the picture died first from complications of strong drugs in his body whilst he was being treated. Diagnosis, we did not know, except that he would suffer from severe headaches, meningitis, tuberculosis, and a host of other infections. The little boy died from a broken heart after his mother died. The little girl who came after him is in this picture. This picture has 2 kids, this little girl and that little girl. That little girl's name is Chanda, and that is Wazaza. Chanda died in the year 2003, about 2 months shy of her 7th birthday. She died from inadequate medical care and poor nutrition. Wazaza lives to this day. We do not know whether she was infected as well or not. But in retrospect, we know that the parents died from HIV and AIDS, and the brother and sister followed in those footsteps. According to the World Health Organization and UNAIDS, in their data of 2011, more than 2 million children live with HIV and AIDS in sub-Saharan Africa. And 9 out of 10 of them are living in resource-poor countries. And when they say resource-poor countries, it means poor countries which don't have adequate resources. And 25% of those kids received pediatric care. In 2010, pediatric care in form of antiretroviral therapy. So 25% of them were treated, leaving millions, let's say 1,750,000 untreated cases in sub-Saharan Africa. This year, many will attend hospitals, especially in Zambia, and most of them, before they are even diagnosed, are going to die from the effects of the disease. Now, that little girl Chanda, after her parents passed on, came to live with us, and we had the privilege of nursing her. During the time we were nursing her, we had an opportunity to see how bad the situation, the medical situation or medical care situation was in our country, because these kids were not tested. It took them a long time before they could see doctors. The medication they were given had nothing to do with the diseases that they were suffering from, and nutrition was a problem because a sick child needs special food, needs special care and special nutrition. Chanda did not have that. We tried our best, but until the time Chanda died, she had hardly received any adequate care at all. And that is why I'm standing here today. Because after Chanda died, I vowed to myself that I would write a story about Chanda's suffering and the medical system in Zambia, just to enlighten people about what was happening. And also in the hope that after this book was produced, I would raise enough money to build a medical and nutrition center in Lusaka for kids to be tested from there, to be treated, to be diagnosed, and to receive special care. Yes, I know it's a drop in the ocean, but then it would make a huge difference. So for the past 8 years, I've spent the past 8 years since Chanda died writing this book. And hopefully, I will have it published soon. So this book will be used for providing information about medical and healthcare systems in Zambia and also in other sub-Saharan Africa, because I believe the situation in Zambia is not very different from the situation in other countries in sub-Saharan Africa. And also that the proceeds from this project will go. So why am I telling you this story? It's because I believe that you can all help me, and this is what you can do to help me. 1, tell the story of Chanda to people that you know. Retell this story. Invite me to speak to your small group so that I can share this story. And besides that, when my book is ready, buy a copy. Ask to distribute it to your church, to your workplace. Talk to me, phone me. Also, give me your information. I'll be able to let you know what is happening on my Facebook page, because there's going to be a Facebook page. Right now, there's already a website that exists on MySpace, which you can visit. If you give me your information after this speech, I'm going to be able to email you the information about our website. In conclusion, what I'm saying is that AIDS is still devastating Africa. You may not be hearing about it right now, but it is happening. Kids are dying and they are being infected every day. An average of 1,000 kids are infected with HIV and AIDS every day throughout the world. If you calculate that by the number of days in the year, you're going to see that the figures are staggering. I would like to build a medical and nutrition center, and I need your help. I've written a book and I need to publish it. Help by sharing Chanda's story, inviting me to your group to speak, and purchasing my book whenever it is available. Thank you very much for coming today and for listening.